all in an election year. How convenient.
It's 100% what it is. And I got to tell you, what I saw today was a lot like Miss James in New York. It's a similar fact pattern. It's the similar arrogance that you're seeing come out of it because they know they have these judges in their pockets and they have Soros backing or whoever it is, the Reid Hoffmans of the Democratic Party backing this. This is not what the courts are supposed to be used for, Sean. And it's disgusting. It's disgraceful. I really want to say to any of the judges that are out there listening that have anything left in terms of looking at the cases, looking at facts, looking at law, make our profession proud. Because what I'm seeing is complete politicization of our legal system. It's not right. It's an election year. It's election interference. You shouldn't be tying up a candidate. And now we got Stormy Daniels. I mean, her lawyer went to jail. Michael Cohen just perjured himself, admitted to it on the stand. How much lower can we go? Read Pomerantz's book if you have any questions about it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it has to stop, Sean. Honestly, the only way we're going to stop it is in 2024. I really believe that.
I don't think the president can get a fair hearing in New York. I certainly don't believe. I think he got 5% of the vote in D.C. I don't think he can get a fair trial there at all. He certainly was never going to get one out of Fulton County, Georgia. Maybe Florida, he has a fair shot. But that case never should have happened, especially in light of what we learned from the Robert Hur report about Joe Biden and his classified document scandal, especially what we know about Hillary Clinton. No reasonable prosecutor would prosecute.
Now, that absolutely reeks of desperation. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. That's Alina Habba, Donald Trump's lawyer, essentially threatening and extorting judges, Supreme Court justices, state and federal court judges across the country to do the right thing or else, that you need to step up and know your moment in history. And that's coming from perhaps the worst lawyer in American history in Alina Habba. I mean, that's what MAGA is all about. Make attorneys get attorneys, but also just utter incompetence. And for her to be there basically directing that messages to Supreme Court justices and other federal court judges just goes to show you how overwhelming this moment is for Donald Trump right now, with all of the various criminal cases proceeding rather expeditiously right now. We're in that moment where we said we would be here at the MeidasTouch Network, where everything is going to happen very quickly, kind of all at once. And right, you had the first kind of thing that happened was Judge Juan Merchan in the Manhattan District Attorney case, the 34 criminal count indictment against Donald Trump, said, we're going to trial. It's March 25th, 2024. Yeah, when I put that trial date, guess what, Mr. Trump, criminal defendant Trump? I meant that. And Donald Trump and his lawyers, I guess, thought they would bully Judge Juan Merchan. Perhaps they thought by their treatment and attacks on Justice Engoron and Judge Tanya Chutkin and Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, I don't know, maybe they threaten and intimidate Justice Juan Merchan not to set the trial date in the Manhattan District Attorney criminal case. But Manhattan DA is ready to go. So now the United States Supreme Court also has a major decision to make, which we expect to happen any moment now, because the application for a stay pending the petition for certiorari on the D.C. Circuit's affirming of the district court's ruling denying Donald Trump's motion to dismiss the Washington, D.C. federal criminal indictment on absolute presidential immunity grounds is fully briefed before the United States Supreme Court. And so I think Alina Habba's message is also to the Supreme Court justices right there. By the way, she pulled the same crap back in December of 2023 when Donald Trump argued to the Supreme Court that they shouldn't hear when special counsel Jack Smith went to the Supreme Court to try to expedite things there. You remember back in December where Alina Habba tried those same tactics? If you don't, let me remind you, this is from mid-December of 2023. Play the clip.
And I believe someone had called on the Supreme Court to do this exact thing. We need the Supreme Court to step in and stop this. This has become complete mayhem. And if they don't start looking at these decisions, and as the highest court in this country, as the arbiter of law, the ultimate arbiter of the Constitution, the people that are supposed to enforce our bedrock, if they don't start doing it, which thank goodness they are, we, have some law and order hopefully soon.
And so this is what Alina Habba basically does. She goes on right-wing media and she attacks judges, extorts judges. Alina Habba, who's probably, I don't think she's ever won any major trials in her life. I mean, she didn't even know how to introduce evidence and establish foundations in the E. Jean Carroll defamation trial, which Donald Trump lost when she was Trump's counsel. It was an $83.3 million defamation verdict. By the way, that first clip I showed you, I mean, I'm not trying to characterize Alina Habba's behavior in any way, but it did look like there was perhaps she looked sad. I'll just say that. In any event, here's Alina Habba right here. Again, this was from one day before that. So this is all happening in the past 24, 48 hours. Here she is attacking Justice Arthur Engoron, who, of course, is, what Justice Engoron's doing right now in the New York Attorney General's civil fraud case with the verdict that's here. This is what she had to say about Justice Arthur Engoron. Play this clip.
Yes, if I could file the appeal now, I would. There's no surprises coming here. It's much of the same that we've seen in New York, and I'll be loud and booming right after we get the decision. I mean, I don't have high hopes. I do believe that there is some, ethics left. I hope that Judge Engoron sees through this, but quite honestly, I've seen it time and time again. I've been on weeks and weeks and weeks of trial in New York, and the corruption runs deep. The Trump derangement syndrome, frankly, runs even deeper, and they can't see straight. They can't apply law to fact. There was absolutely no laws broken. People made money. Their statements of financial conditions were undervalued, but they'll figure out a way, a loophole, even using a consumer fraud claim and not giving us a jury.
And what she's saying is so offensive to the law, so offensive to common sense, so offensive to facts, but she gets platformed on Newsmax and right-wing media where she kind of spews this just garbage. It's just that's what it is. It's garbage. She says, but they can't apply the law to fact. They can't apply the law to fact. Absolutely no law is broken. People made money. What are you talking about? First off, it's not even a legal analysis there. The summary judgment found that there was no disputed facts that Donald Trump engaged in this conduct because on the very documents themselves, there would be two separate sets of books, one showing lower valuations when he wanted to pay less taxes, one showing higher valuations when he wanted to get favorable loans. He would flip-flop back and forth, and he would lie to lenders, and he would lie to insurers, and he would lie to appraisers. In fact, even Independent Monitor, the prestigious retired federal judge, Barbara Jones, who was assigned as the Independent Monitor over the 14 months that the case was pending, said during the pendency of the case, Donald Trump had incomplete, inconsistent, and erroneous financial statements and identified in footnote 6 a $48 million phantom loan. By the way, here's Alina Habba from that same Newsmax interview, and here she's talking about how there are no facts that support their basis. Huh? What? Here, play this clip of Habba.
This is insane. On this case, which I sat through trial, I can tell you, there is absolutely no facts that support their basis. We have been in 3 years of hell with this AG that ran on getting Trump before she even knew anything about Trump, got elected, and has made good on her promise. And now we've got a judge that's helping. It is beyond corrupt. And I'm telling you, there was absolutely, not only was there not evidence, there was evidence to the contrary. The evidence showed that the Trump organization helped the city of New York, employs thousands of people, pays hundreds of millions in employment taxes. And now they're going to push them out of a state that he helped build because politics. It's so sad, Eric. It's a really sad part of our country. And it's really made me disappointed in my bar.
So that's what Habba is doing also, is a refresher. Back in January of 2023, take our time machine back for a moment, Alina Habba would go on the networks and she would pretend that she was winning everything. And she was saying, people don't know about all the winning. This is from January 2023. 23. Well, Alina Habba, how's all of that winning going for you? Here, play the clip.
From the legal perspective, and somebody who is related and intimately involved in his legal cases, I would just like to say that, when people bring cases against him, which worries a lot of people, when you have those, but they're not within merit, there are systems in place, even when you have crooked judges, appellate division, et cetera. And we've been winning. They're not publicized. They're not going to be. But I invite, one time, I'll invite people to ask me questions directly next time I'm on with you. But I am happy to, because I know that's something people worry about. But I have to tell you, everything is going to be fine. He is incredibly bright. He always has been, and he's always been by the book. So I will see you all in 2024. But I'm really proud to be working for somebody like President Trump, and I hope I'm in it for the long haul. It would be an honor.
Well, of course, you've got Alina Habba then holding or giving these speeches now. She goes around and gives these speeches at right-wing conventions. That's what she does. And in these speeches, she brags about getting sanctioned now and losing. She goes on a legal loser tour and brags about losing and getting sanctioned close to $1 million, and then says, the fake news doesn't tell you about it. What are you talking about? Everyone knows you get sanctioned. Everyone knows you're a horrible lawyer. Everybody knows you don't know how to put on evidence. Everybody knows that you're a clownish lawyer. Everybody knows that you're an embarrassment to the legal profession. I guess other than MAGA, I guess you're the ideal MAGA lawyer. You are to law as Donald Trump is to politics. Just a bunch of unhinged losers. Here's Alina Habba right here. Play the clip.
That got assigned to a Clinton-appointed judge. And what do you think happened? Nobody's heard of the case, right? It's because it's gone. I never met the judge. I never walked into the courtroom. There were probably 50 lawyers representing all of the radical left. Clinton's lawyers, Mook's lawyers, and the list goes on and on and on. 1 month. It got dismissed, and me and President Trump got sanctioned $1 million for going against crooked Hillary. You didn't know that, did you? Fake news, folks. Fake news. They won't report it. But guess what? We paid that $1 million, and we're going to keep on fighting.
There you have it. There you have it, folks. A lot going on as I described it. It's legal whack-a-mole with the tsunami of major critical decisions that have been happening over the past 24 to 48 hours. Thank you for all of your support. We here at the MeidasTouch Network truly appreciate you. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel as we're growing to 3 million subscribers. I think we'll hit that number hopefully before the summer. We really appreciate you for everything. And you can sign up on our newsletter, MeidasTouch.com/newsletter. Have a great day.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.